and I revealed myself to two friends who had never seen me before, like dressed up and stuff.
I came flying out the room with my hair everywhere, my jeans undone.
And she outed me.
So my heart rate would genuinely go to like 130 or 140.
Welcome to That's So Gay, the podcast where we celebrate, talk about and unpack all things queer. I'm Frankie and I'm here with my co-hosts Poppy, Lucy and Katie. Every week we'll dive into the highs and lows of queer life in 2025, from identity and community to dating disasters, pop culture moments and the unhinged stories that make us laugh until we cry.
In this week's episode, we talk about our coming out stories and we delve into the beginnings of our journey as queer people.
So whether you're gay, queer, questioning or just curious, grab a drink, get comfy and let's get into it.
To be fair, I've not been in your car with you driving, but the thought of you behind the wheel is quite terrifying. I'm looking forward to the Bristol thing. If I'm going to get a ride with you, I'm excited to put this to bed.
Everyone says my driving is terrifying. I don't know why, because touch wood, I've never had an accident or anything.
Please, you don't end up in Newport or something. Like, I could see you going on the motorway and just like missing Bristol completely and ending up like.
I feel like I will have to navigate because these two clearly can't.
Honestly, like
what is
I'm
your
so weird.
beef with me? I
don't have
that.
beef with you, but you can't read.
You can't read.
I'm joking, Poppy. I love you so much. Sorry.
Which way is north? That way, straight ahead. Turn around. Which way is north? That way, straight ahead. Like,
exactly.
I'm my own little compass.
It's okay. My sense of direction is pretty good. Not that I've been to Bristol, however. It's okay.
So, one time, I actually went to go and visit my mate, and I forgot that she'd moved house, and I just drove all the way to the old house. And I was like, which one are you again? I'm on, is it 40, 45? And she's like, no, mate, that's the one we lived in years ago. And I was like, oh, fuck her. So,
oh my God.
This isn't your house, that righty ho. I was like, shit, half an hour in the other direction.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Honestly. And also once I fell asleep on a commute on the train and ended up at Gatwick Airport.
What the hell?
Honestly, how am I alive? I don't know.
Wait, that sounded like an excuse
train.
for like accidentally going on holiday or something, isn't it? Yeah, I fell asleep on a train
I know.
and I was in Gatwick Airport, and then the next thing I knew, I was just in Barcelona, which is really weird.
And
it says
here,
that the
I may
next
as well book a
plane is in
flight.
like 2 weeks, you know. So
Was it a Jet2 holiday?
Nothing beats a Jet2.
nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
And right now, you can save £50 per person.
We're gonna get copyright strike if we do that.
Can you
That's
for
true.
that?
Who fucking knows?
No, but like
no.
they'll find a way, and then we'll all have to fork out for it. We'll
We
get
ain't
really
got no
famous with
money.
the podcast, and then we'll have millions of followers, and then one day Jet2 will turn around and be like, "Oh look, we can copyright strike them now," and they'll charge us
Do you know
millions.
what? Jet2 should just sponsor us and I'll go and travel and be interviewing people abroad and being like, do you like gays? No? Okay.
Disney's really weird like that. They come after people all the time. Like, if people are like making and selling Disney stuff and they've got it like listed on Etsy and whatnot, there's been stories of like Disney as a corporation like actually going after like really small business owners being like, you can't use our like copyright, etc. So people have to like list stuff called like, instead of Mickey Mouse, they'll be like, it's a crocheted classic mouse shaped toy with round ears, famous, and like call it really weird stuff because Disney are crazy. I'm sure Jet2 aren't as bad as that with the way it's gone viral though, because they wouldn't have a leg to stand on with them.
No, I love this gives me and you life, doesn't it, Frankie? Because the voice artist for Jet2 Holidays, she's so famous now. She's been like opening for is it Jess Glynn?
Yeah.
So like opening for Jess Glynn and stuff.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Wow, good for her. That's
like,
amazing.
nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Yeah. So there you go. Me and you can get famous eventually.
Vagilu. Who would we sponsor? Like a Vagisil advert, for fuck's sake.
I still want us to be sponsored by Buzzball. Buzzball, if you're listening, I love your drinks. Please.
That is very true.
So Poppy is literally responsible for half of the country's gay women drinking buzz balls because she introduced them to us, and it's gone like wildfire through the GC. And like everyone's obsessed with them to the point we've now got stickers made of Poppy's face on a buzzball.
Free advertisement.
Oh, I've
guys.
missed this. Damn,
Buzz
I need
boob.
to get on that.
Yeah.
No, they're really good drinks, to be fair. They get you really drunk very fast.
Oh, I'm talking about the sticker, not the drink. But yeah, the drink is...
Well, yeah, the stickers are the plus, aren't they?
yeah,
I
the
didn't really
stickers
like
are
them,
the
I have to
best.
say. They were a bit syrupy for me, a bit too like sweet.
Yeah.
I wore my jumper inside out down to breakfast in the hotel this morning, and then a waitress loudly pointed it out to everyone, so that was really pleasant. And then they went, "Oh, was it a free bar last night?" And I mean, it wasn't, and I didn't drink too much. I was just tired, and I for some reason went, "Oh yeah," so I just sound like a pisshead as well. I don't know why I said that. I could have just said, "No, it was an accident," but I just went, "Oh yeah," like, you know, I only had 3 drinks. I don't know why I acted like that lager lout.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's the sticker. Lager, lager, lager.
I know. There is a sticker of me in the group chat with that on it.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. Well, sorry if it is a bit weird this time because I've got a massive bag of these new crunchy Wotsits and they're so good. They're not like the old puffy ones that just disintegrated. They're like a knick-knack.
Oh, I know those ones, yeah.
Listen to this. Mmm. Mwah.
Oh, I didn't hear the crunch. Do
Can
it
you do it
again, but
again?
stay close.
Okay, wait a minute. ASMR. GAYSMR. Did you hear that?
No.
No. You need to go
Oh, for
closer
fuck's
to
sake.
the mic.
I think I've got noise cancelling. Can you not hear me chewing? This is great if you can't.
No. Can you do it again?
Why?
Is this episode just going to be you eating bloody crunchy Wotsits?
You're being recorded as well.
GAYSMR
There we
with
go.
Frankie.
I went out for a little walk before this.
I'm probably going to on the same. I've got wine. Katie, you've got wine?
I'm not drinking today. No.
Really?
Ben's
Are
not
you
very
okay?
well.
I'm so unwell. I'm not drinking.
Oh.
Katie, what could we put in the bin?
I think that we should put mushroom lovers in the bin.
Yes, agree.
Mushrooms are amazing. I love
Oh,
them.
Frankie, you didn't say we were getting a co-host today.
Yes, I'm here with Sailor. He's got a lot to say. Hello, haven't you?
Sailor Moon.
I'm here. Oh, now you want to be like normal and nice. Here he is.
Oh my god, get him to meow. Say
Aw.
meow.
Meow.
Sailor, say meow.
Frankie, say meow.
Meow.
Oh, Mish
Wow,
Mish.
Sailor, you've got such a deep voice.
Sailor, say meow.
Meow. Oh, so I told you, he's really chatty.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever think, like, what would my pet sound like if they spoke? What kind of
Yeah,
accent?
that.
I
Yeah.
asked Taryn the other day, and she goes, "I think George would be really posh." And I was like, "Yeah, I think so. He looks like a posh little gentleman."
Good
Aw.
evening. Are you down the cave today, Taryn?
Oh, I loved last week's episode. That was so fun.
That was really funny.
I liked having the masks on. I liked being able to hear their like how they perceive life and how things have happened for them. So it's something that us as femmes don't really get to experience or knowledge. No, I mean, God, I can't speak.
Definitely. Are you okay? Is it that 39.2 temperature?
It must be. Well, to be fair, the temperature is only going to make it worse because my brain is exactly like that normally anyway.
Your hair looks nice though. Does that count for anything?
Oh yeah, you missed how it was. Should I demonstrate for her how the mushroom head? Hold on. I'll show you how I did have it, so you can explain why I said, please don't judge how
Katie's
I look.
auditioning for Mario Kart.
Yeah, I'm going to be one of the mushrooms that they pick up, you know, to make you go fast.
I thought you said you hated mushroom people.
I do, but I'll be a mushroom for Frankie because she likes mushrooms.
You mean like Toad, the character Toad?
Yeah, where's my claw clip gone? Oh, I found it. I put it on the floor. Oh, no.
Oh, all right, Sailor, don't get stroppy, for God's sake.
I feel like I can't do a realistic meow.
Honestly, what is it with cats? They're literally like, "Hi, can you love me, love me, love me, love me? Why are you loving me? Stop." It's like you don't, like they just don't give you any warning. They're like, stop touching immediately.
I can't work this out, so I'm just going to deal with it later.
Oh, yeah, Poppy's trying to do her microphone, but it's in German.
Have you tried Google Translate?
Why is it in German?
I don't know. Okay, I have found the English bit, but it's very small and I still don't understand the one sentence.
What does it say? Can you read out the German?
Please do.
Please.
Imagine it's not even German. What the fuck is that?
I'm getting
Dutch?
more ASMR out of Poppy's microphone than I am your crunching, Frankie.
Sorry, I was just popping and locking.
Popping and locking.
Kelly Ken Su F Den. Nah, mate, this is like foreign. This is really foreign. This is like really
No
hard.
shit.
And in
Really
today's
hard.
Reform UK sponsored episode.
Oh my God, please don't put that on there.
Nah, mate, this is really foreign. This is. Why? We are after SEO, right?
Oh my
So-
God, one of my customers today told me that told my boss that she votes for Reform, and I was like, where is she? I want to go fucking beat her up. I was so angry. I was like, I can't do
The
it.
political episode, if that's okay, where we enrage all the gammons.
Do you guys want to
Oh,
know what
donkeys.
happened this week?
Yes.
So in the group chat, someone asked us, tell us your unhinged brain thoughts. So I put, why do ants attack worms? And they said, they're a solid lump of meat, aren't they? And I was like, but like worms are bigger than them. Why are they eating them for? The predator line isn't matching up, is it? But basically, why do ants eat worms though? That makes no logical sense. They're like fucking tiny little fuckers. But I guess
But
if
do
you
they actually eat worms?
Yeah, but I guess if you've got 100 ants, it could attack a worm. But like the worm's just chilling, he's just jamming, he's lying there like the fat shit it is. But then, I can't even go with Frankie right now.
So ants are like the predator.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but
Worms.
how? That makes no sense. They're like smaller than the
Oh
worm.
my
Are you
God, it's like
joking?
it's
Oh my
like when
God, Jimmy.
sperm go to the egg, the ants go to the worm. That's like what I'm
Guys,
imagining.
The only
It's
thing I'm
like when
thinking of-
sperm goes to the
sperm
egg.
goes to the egg.
Poppy, there's so much I want to unpack.
I
So hang on,
know.
can we rewind about 5 things?
Yeah.
You said it makes no sense because the worm's bigger than the ant. You know, it's not really about the size that make you predator or prey. It's about like the capability of what the thing can do. So like we're smaller than a lot of things that we're like top dog in the food chain for when you think about it. Like for example, we eat cows. Cows are much bigger than us.
That's true.
Think about how like one cow can...
thinking, yeah, they're small. So like the bird eats the rat, and then it goes rat, bird. Like, do you know what I mean? And then it goes to like I can't even express myself.
But like like one cow would feed like 20 people. So imagine that we're the equivalent of ants, if that makes sense.
So loads of ants. If you had 100 ants, it could kill a worm. That is mad behaviour. When I think of ants, I think of the ant film when they got the little leaves and they're holding them up. Like they can hold a leaf, but I didn't know they could like attack a worm.
I've seen ants. I've seen ants take all sorts. It's crazy how organised they are. Like, and also they hate cinnamon, so you can put cinnamon down and they go round it.
Really? That's
Yeah, so you
cool.
can put a line of cinnamon down and they go round it. I had an infestation of ants in my old house. It was horrible.
They
Ooh.
Did you
bite
put
though,
like
they're nippy
cinnamon in the
little
corners?
Yeah, to stop them from coming in.
Mm.
And then I just
God.
moved out because it was a nightmare.
Yeah, when in doubt, run away. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Basically,
Hang on
the
a minute.
reason why I asked this question in the first place is because when I was in America at my grandma's house, I went outside and I saw ants attack a worm. And I was like, oh my God, why are you attacking the worm for? So I started stepping on them. And then I went on to Google Maps. I don't know when, like months later. And there is me on Google Maps killing the ants. I'm literally bent over, like stepping on the ants on Google Maps. Like, what the fuck?
You've gone down in history as worm and ant girl.
Literally. Oh, for God's sake.
You're literally on the map.
I know. This group chat, though, gives me life, honestly. Like, how funny, like, some of the shit people come out with.
I know.
I know, I can't cope. It's too funny. Apart from the worm combo, has anything else happened to anyone this week that's worth noting?
Yeah, and being roasted for liking mayo toast.
Mayo toast.
Yeah, and listen, I don't understand the issue. It's toasted bread, right? That's toast, okay? Butter, mayo.
Ugh.
Eat it. What do you mean?
That's like saying I'm putting ketchup on a fucking piece of bread.
Well, I have ketchup on my
Yeah.
scrambled eggs on toast, to be fair.
Yeah,
So-
that's fair. But you're not going to put like, I don't know,
wouldn't just have
barbecue
ketchup,
sauce.
I wouldn't have like a condiment as the main bit of the thing.
Oh, well, but then I used to eat mince sauce sandwiches as a kid, so maybe I've just... I don't know.
What sandwich?
Oh, God.
Mince
I
and
hate
sandwiches.
sauce.
Mint sauce sandwiches. Are you
Yeah,
okay?
honestly, they're yum. My mum used to have them as a kid, and then so I started having them. God, I'll put anything in a sandwich, though. I am feral. I have had a rice pudding sandwich, a mint sauce sandwich, banana and sugar sandwich, baked beans sandwich, custard
sandwich.
actually slaps.
Tell us in the comments what weird thing you've put in a sandwich. We could talk about coming out stories. Mine's ridiculous.
Go on.
Hang on, let me just eat my Wotsits. Can someone else go?
I'll go.
Okay.
So basically I was dating someone for like about a year and I didn't tell my family only when we broke up, and I was really sad one day at my mum's and I just burst into tears and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I fancy a girl." So yeah, I came out to her, told my sister as well, and she was like, "Yeah, fucking knew it." And I was like, "Were you going to share this with the class, my friend?" And she was like, "Nah." And then she ended up outing me to my dad. And I didn't really want my dad to know for ages because he's of that generation in England where like very posh and very like straight and narrow, you know? So I didn't really want to tell him, well, at least not for a long time. And she outed me. So I had to bring that up to him. And I did tell him. And then he was like, "Oh, don't worry, darling, it's fine. I've got a best friend who's gay." And I was like, "Cute, okay, thanks, you're cute, whatever." So I was really pleasantly surprised by his reaction in the end, but I was so scared to like talk to him about it. And actually, his side of the family, I still officially have not told. So like my sister, my brother, and my cousins and stuff like that, they don't know. I mean, they don't know much about my life really anyway, as it is. But yeah, my brother and my sister don't know. But I was going to tell my grandma until she said something that was pretty homophonic and transphobic. And then I was like, maybe I won't tell you. So yeah, with my grandparents, I think they will just never find out. They're getting very old anyway, so to be fair, it doesn't really matter that much. But it's sad because I was really close to telling her, and I'm really close with my grandma. So I was at the time very upset about that, to be fair. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of outing and a lot of like, you know, still haven't really told that many like people, like everyone in my family that basically don't know, only my small family, like my mum, dad, and sister and stuff. So yeah.
At least they were supportive, like your mum, dad, and sister. That's nice. Your dad's reaction surprising you shows that how sometimes it's those that we think are going to be funny about things are actually more chill, and then it's the other way around often as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then, but then the other day, like I saw my mum and she was like, "How's your friend?"
What?
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, we don't say that, Mum. We don't you don't say friend, do you? You say someone you're seeing, like realistically, like." So I was a bit miffed at her about that. But and I think she would expect me to like get married with a man and have kids and blah blah blah. But like I can't have kids anyway. So like realistically, like I already disappointed you 20 years ago, hon. Like
No, you didn't disappoint her, babe.
Absolutely
Don't be silly, not at all.
Yeah. I know.
She's lucky to have you as a lovely daughter. I bet you bring her so much joy. You're so bloody funny.
Yeah. I'm really close with my mum. Me and my mum have been through a lot together.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I'm just glad I'm out. But I was like to my sister, like, "Why did you not tell me?" Like, she's like, "I fucking knew it." And I was like, "What?" And then she proceeds to tell me how, sorry, Tats, she had a threesome. And I was like, not the same, but okay. What? And like, I was so shocked.
It's mad when people say they know, isn't it? And it's like, well, why didn't you fucking tell me then? Because I clearly was the only
Well, you
one who
can't really
didn't
go,
know.
"Hello, you're gay." What gives you that? Don't know, just a vibe.
But what's ironic though, I really thought my sister was going to be gay just because she was like that. She was such a tomboy growing up, like to the point people used to think she was a boy. And now I think back, like, maybe she, you know. But yeah, she's the straightest of straight, realistically, like, proper, like, you know, Kylie. I just always compared to Kylie Jenner, basically, like that kind of girl. So it's quite funny that she's like complete opposite now. Well, I was convinced she was going to be gay.
Yep, now she's got her baby, her man.
Yeah.
Yep. So if we go back to the coming out story thing, mine was absolutely cringe. Excusing you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I felt
it really was the olden days. It was back in the before times.
I think I was about 7.
It was 2007 when this happened.
I was 7, yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Wow.
So I was 16. I'd been dating a girl I'd met on MySpace. We'd been, you know, I'd have to get a bus and a train and whatever to go and see her. She lived in the next town over and all this, that. It was all very much like forbidden love, and you're 16. It's all very dramatic. But also I didn't want to tell my parents that it was a girl because I didn't realise I actually liked girls until that point. I thought I fancied girls, but not in like a serious sort of way. I'd kiss girls and stuff. But then at the same time I was never really interested in boys. So I was a bit like, okay, maybe I'm just not interested in anybody. And then started speaking to this girl online, realised, oh, that's how flirting's supposed to feel. That's what I really like this person. Okay, I get it now. I like girls. So, but I was still kind of processing that. Didn't want to come out. But the reason I came out so young is that one day this girl had come to my house. You know, it was like, oh, can so-and-so come round for the afternoon, please, Mum? Do you mind? Yeah, no worries. Would you like to stay over? Yeah. Oh, that'd be fab. Thanks, Mum. Like a sleepover. So she'd come over, the girl, and we were in my room. And I don't know why I did this. The whole family were in. But, you know, we're like messing around in my room. And basically she screamed up the stairs and said something quite like dramatic. And I came flying out the room with my hair everywhere, my jeans undone. And then I was like, what? She was like, nothing. I was just going to ask if you wanted a cup of tea. But then, like, she just sort of looked me up and down and the penny just dropped. That, oh, that's what you're... Oh, God. So, yeah, from that moment on, they knew I was a lesbian. That's how I came out so young. I probably would not have done that by choice.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
We've seen some really amazing photos of your past as well, haven't we, Frankie? Like of some of the really cute, hairstyles that you've had and things.
Oh my
it's very
God.
cute.
Do you want to know a fun fact? Do you guys want to know a fun fact about Frankie? Is that I was also on MySpace. Obviously, I think everyone had MySpace, but I remember seeing Frankie's photo, like that photo that you first ever sent me of like what she looked like when she was younger. I was like, I know you. Either I know you from Tumblr or MySpace. It's one of the two. And I swear to God, that hair, you'd remember it and you would see it anywhere, right? So, like, I low-key knew Frankie before when I was younger. Either
lesbians
we were friends on
lesbians.
or something. Like,
I've always just been obsessed with social media, and not in like a sort of like weird vanity way, in the kind of like I really loved learning about how it all worked. That's why my career's in it, you know, social media management. So back then I was like obsessed with like trying to see what worked, but also experimenting with my personal style. So I would throw myself out there to see what works. So I ended up with a big following on MySpace, then a big one on Tumblr, then a big one on the next thing. Not because people weren't really interested in me, but I was just fascinated with the platforms and like figuring out how it all really worked, like how you could manipulate the algorithms and stuff, but even before we knew what they were called. So yeah, what was really funny is that I posted something ages ago on TikTok with like pics of me when I was about 18, 19, and people in the comments were like, wait a minute, were you that girl on Tumblr with the green hair? And it was like, yeah, awkward, because there's probably some hideous photos that people have got of me like circulating on the internet. So dread to think.
She's famous, guys. She's famous.
No, she's not famous. She was just a chronically online teenager.
I really missed MySpace.
I
I loved all the customized fonts and stuff you could do, like how you could go back and like.
I feel like I missed out.
I felt like a coder and you weren't even like 12 years old yet. You knew how to
I know, literally. You'd be like, your mum would be like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm just uploading a picture. But you weren't. It wasn't like a click a button. You'd be like, right, insert an arrow, a random bit of code, space equals, some speech marks. Then you just knock it all out and change the width of it all and everything via code, wouldn't you? Because you couldn't drag and drop.
Yeah.
Mad.
No
It's like, always like when you put your music, like you had the little music player at the bottom, didn't you? So
Yeah.
Katie, and all the listeners out there who might not have had MySpace, you always have, if I remember correctly, Frankie can correct me on this, and Poppy as well, because I had it and I loved MySpace. It's probably my favourite social media platform. But like, it wasn't even called social media back then, was it? It was just like...
No, it was just MySpace.
Just MySpace. And Tom
Was
followed
your online
you.
profile?
Tom. It was always Tom, wasn't it? The guy who created it. Like, always
The
followed you.
whiteboard,
We
yeah.
love Tom.
But like,
Yeah.
you'd have your name, and then you'd have like a little preamble, like, I don't know, like your mood or something, wasn't it? It was always like your mood. Or
Yeah, or you had your scene names on MySpace for it. Like, Christ, it's so cringe. The crowds I sort of was in, you wouldn't just put like Frankie and then like an emoji. You had to have like a name, and everyone would always be called like a Becky Brutal, or like, you know,
Yeah.
Sarah Savage, and it was always like a weird thing. And I was like, what can Frankie be? It just sounded bloody awful. So I put Talk to Frank, because, you know, the anti-drug thing,
Yeah.
which I thought was really funny. So I put Talk to Frank, and that was my like cool edgy scene name. So I wondered if you had one. Were you like, I don't know, you've always been, I don't know, can't imagine. Poppy, what did you have?
No,
Did
I
you
don't
not have a
remember
scene
what
name?
mine. I think mine was just always like Poppy's World. Like, that's just always been my thing.
Aww.
Like, even my Insta's that as well. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think it was probably that. But do you remember Picasso as well, where you could actually like that shit? I think it's called Picasso, but it was like you made your own website.
Oh,
and it was,
Pixo. You're
like,
thinking of Pixo.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good. Yeah.
Loved it.
Days, man. MSN as well. Throwback.
Oh, MSN.
Oh my God.
Bebo.
No,
I was
that I
so
did
on
have
MSN.
briefly. Had MSN
Did they have that?
online.
You had MSN?
Yeah, online, but not on like, I never had the BlackBerry, but you had MSN on the BlackBerry, and then you had MSN online. And so me and my cousins would message on MSN.
We were doing this on a desktop computer,
Yeah,
not on a
that's
phone.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I
On
just
dial-up
said.
internet.
I would do it on the computer, not on the BlackBerry.
You'd have to like,
I
didn't
you'd
have
have a
like a
little,
BlackBerry.
you'd have a little thing, and you'd have to crank it up. No, like your parents would always be like shouting
Dial
at you
tone.
from the fucking from the like other room, being like, "Can you get off MSN? I'm trying to work and get the internet up."
Yeah, well, that thing, I'm getting the internet up. Like it was a fucking ritual we all had to do as a family. Like, and also when the router would go wrong and you just hear everyone screaming from varying rooms and someone running around with the like the router trying to make it work.
Oh my God,
I
yeah.
missed that bit.
And do you
I
remember
must
it
have
was
been
like,
too young.
and it was always like, you can't put the router in like a really concealed area, guys. It needs to be front and centre in the house with space around it. Don't get too close to the router. Don't block the router or the signal will go. And you were just, he was always living in a really ugly bit of the house.
No, for real though. Do you remember when? So something else that like no one ever considers now, but like with MySpace or anything, you go on and you'd have to wait for the website to load. So it'd be like, it would come down like this, Katie, like that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm doing this
okay.
and no one can hear it. Everyone's listening, but they can't hear it. But like, it was just like banned down through the screen. So you'd be there like anxiously waiting. You'd be like, what's coming? What's loading on this website?
Yeah.
And then the frustration you'd feel when you realise, oh, it's taking so long because it's a bloody embedded Flash game.
Oh my God. Those horrible Flash games where it was like, what was it, Creepypastas or whatever.
Oh.
And it was like the screaming woman that would come out. Like, did you ever play that game where like you'd hit the wall and like,
Oh my God, yeah.
Someone would send you an email at school and you'd open it in the IT suite and then it would be like a video and then the bloody Exorcist woman would flash up at you.
Oh my God, yes. My parents did that to me. There was like an advert with a car where it went... There was an advert with a car where it went behind a bush, and then as it came out the other side of the bush, this fucking thing. I never forget that. And
oh my
there was
God,
another
Katie,
one
that
where
must
it
have
was
been
the maze.
traumatizing.
How
Yeah, it was
old were
literally
you?
like, oh God, 9 maybe. My
9.
stepdad. So my mum did it with the car one, and then there was another one that she did it to me too. And then she scared me with the potato squid, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then my stepdad, my dad's husband, did it to me with it was like this thing that you get up on the TV screen. You had to follow this maze with your finger, and he played it out like it was this game. And if you get it wrong, that's it. If you touch the sides, that's it. And I must have been about 8 or 9. This thing just jumped in this screen, bearing in mind I'm face to face with the screen like this. Oh my God, I need to shit myself. God, I'm so easy to make jump. Don't remember that, please.
That must have been quite traumatic for you as a little child.
Yeah.
Can't lie.
I don't know, because I'm just kind of used to it. I'm so easy to make jump. Like, honestly, they do it all the time. My mum did it once with you know, potatoes, when they get old, they start growing like squid legs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard them be called squid legs. You mean like the little shoots and stuff?
Yeah. And then they get like really, really long if it's a really old potato. Basically, the potato should have been thrown out anyway. I was sat at the computer and I was playing a game on it. You know, like the old school big, huge computers. That I was playing on that, and they came over and just threw this potato on my lap. I must have been about 10. And I went, oh my God, it's a squid. And I fully like fell off the chair, started crying because I thought they put a squid on my lap.
Oh my God.
I know.
Kate, do we need to come and rescue you?
Yeah, you okay? Is this
stay?
It's fine, it's funny. Honestly, I'm so easy to jump. Yeah. Don't, honestly.
I mean, it's funny that you thought a potato was a squid. That is quite the jump.
I think I just panicked. Listen, I panic sometimes at things, right, in life, occasionally. And I'm like, ooh, and I overreact. And it's okay.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
That's so
That's so
gay.
gay.
Oh my God, can I tell my coming out story?
Yes.
Go on.
Oh God.
Fast forward 10 years.
Yeah. We've gone
Katie
forward
was born.
to a very further away time. So in 2023,
Oh.
that's how newly out I am. I went and did a summer camp in America. This is straight Katie went to do a summer camp. She came back gay. Anyway, so I'm staying at this college campus, praying that these people don't listen to this. So otherwise, anyway, so I'm at this college campus and there's some of the guys there are friends with this girl who is not from America. She is from South Africa and she is hot. But I just was like, oh my God, like, she's really pretty. Like, she was very mask presenting, very muscly, very sporty, wore a lot of shorts and tank tops, hat, backwards hat, all the things. And I was like, this girl's like really pretty. Anyway, one of the first nights I got there, I had to, we all went and played pool and I got put on a team with her. This girl, I couldn't speak to her. I couldn't communicate with her properly. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, I didn't really understand it. And I kept thinking about it. And every time I saw her, I used to wear an Apple Watch. I still have it somewhere. But I would wear this Apple Watch and I would check my heart rate after. And my heart rate would genuinely go to like 130 or 140 just from like speaking to her. And I was like, what is going on? Anyway, a few days later, I'm like, I think I might fancy her, but I'm straight. How can this be? This doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Because I would say to myself, like, do I want to kiss her? And I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be like, but do I want to, like, you know, more than kiss her? Well, I wouldn't be against it. Oh my God, does this mean I like women? And then I had a bit of a breakdown. And my two friends out there, my Kiwi girlies, if you're listening, hi, they were very supportive and they were like, you have internalised homophobia. I was like, no, I don't. I'm not homophobic. And they're like, that's not what that means. I was like, right? Well, what does it mean then? They were like, it means that basically they explain what internalised homophobia is. And I was like, okay, cool, well, great. I don't know how to deal with that. Anyway, so then we had about 2 months left of summer. And so I gradually like worked through it. But still, by the time I came home, I was like, no, I'm straight. It was just a one-off. Never going to like women. So then I spent the next like 10 months trying to work through that. And then when I went back the second time, back to camp, I was openly a queer woman. But I hadn't really told many people. My parents knew, and they were accepting. I mean, my dad's gay. My mum just doesn't care. She just wants me to be happy. So everyone was supportive that did know. My very, very, very close friends knew. And then that's basically it until, I guess, April this year when I joined an online community and made queer friends and gradually, slowly but surely, I started posting more on social media and like just posting things like when Italy banned gay couples from adopting or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly now. And I posted things like that, and I had a few messages like, "Are you gay then?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." So yeah, it's really only been this year that I've been fully out, but I kind of had the realization in 2023, and then just had to work through all the internalized.
I think it's so
Can't be gay.
cute that you had this crush on this girl at camp. That is adorable, and that is like the start of like every like coming of age like movie. You know what I
It
mean?
literally was
Literally
like a
summer
movie. Like
camp.
I couldn't speak to her.
That's so cute.
It's so
Did you get all like
bizarre.
nervous? You got gay panic. You got gay
It was
panic.
literally gay panic.
Where's
but,
my vape?
Oh God.
Sorry, I've lost my vape.
But it was literally like something I've never experienced that with a man, like ever. I've not experienced that before, full stop. And
Goodness, this is shocking. Because men are grim. Sorry, don't. Actually, fuck it, you can keep that in because they are.
Fuck it,
Carry
why
on.
not? They are. But I've never experienced it with anyone before. And I was just so overwhelmed.
Honestly,
by
Katie,
it.
that's exactly how I felt when I started speaking to that girl on MySpace, because I knew I'd come out as bi to like my friends because my first kiss was with a girl and I did really like girls, but I didn't really take it seriously. Does that make sense? And then I can't explain it. When I started speaking to that girl that I liked when I was 16, I was like, "Fuck, what is this?"
Yeah.
And then was like, "Oh, you really don't like boys at all, okay?"
Yeah, literally. It takes a minute to like work through the.
Yeah.
I think I'm still, to be honest, like I don't like admitting this, but I think I'm still working through it. I think there is still internalized homophobia inside me that I'm still working through, and I'm still working on accepting the fact that I am gay and that it's okay to be, and that if one day I fall for a woman, that's not a bad thing.
No, exactly.
But
you know
don't.
what? It does take time, especially when like the rhetoric in society has been for so long drilled into you as a person and all of us that, you know, the norm, the standard, the heteronormative world is the right way to be.
Yeah.
Especially, and also obviously a lot of religions are really against it. Now we've got like bloody lunatic political parties putting in awful policies and things.
Yeah.
So it can be hard to accept it sometimes, especially when the whole world feels against you some days, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
But the positives of being authentic are so much more worth it if you are able to do it in a safe way, like we are. Obviously, we've got privilege, but you know, so
100%.
yeah, it's obviously harder for a lot more people, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a unique experience. Wouldn't recommend, but
Lucy, we touched on your maybe not your coming out journey. We touched on part of your transition journey and the like way that crosses over with your sexuality, and maybe last episode or the one before. But I don't know if you ever shared your story, or if you want to. You don't have to.
Just talking about the this feeling that you get that's like
Hang on a minute, Katie. I think your top is rubbing on your microphone, babes.
one sec.
There you go.
GAYSMR with Katie B. Katie B GAYSMRing. Yeah, so you two talked about that, like we all talked about that butterfly feeling. I think that like really deep sense of like like overwhelming or like overcome with like anxious, nervous energy and stuff. Like, well, I guess like I said, I haven't necessarily my sexuality has moved over with my gender, so it's kind of like boop, if in a way. But you know what? Actually, I mean, there is a side note about like how I used to treat relationships, and that was very much in a more like. I think there's a lot to unpack there, but that was definitely less of a I'm the masculine person in this relationship, I'm going to project all these things. It was much more about like sensitivity and you know, like promoting a lot of that feeling, I think, and being very absorbed in someone, a bit like that kind of gay panic. It was like, you know, I kind of did have a bit of that intensity there, I think, and wanting to move fast as well, like move into our flat or like get very close to someone. So that was all there. And whether that's but that's a side note. I guess what is really interesting is when you were talking about that butterfly feeling, that is what I had when I first started exploring my gender. So behind closed doors when I was about, well, actually, I was quite open. So when I was 9, I was wearing like my sister's, like I'd be really drawn to like a dress that my sister used to have. It was like a really cute like princess dress type thing, and I was like, I really want to wear that, and so I did. And it's just really odd because my mum never talked about it when she was alive, but obviously like it was never a big thing. She just let me do it. It was just like, yeah, just walking around with a dress on and everything. And there was nothing weird about that. But a bit like you, Katie, I've kind of had a bit of like internalized, I guess, like it just, when I was younger, it wasn't really on the TV very much. What was on the TV was like drag queens a little bit, maybe. Like the drag queens that are on were like Lily Savage and stuff like that when I was younger.
I was about to say Lily Savage, and also it was part of like a lot of it was very much comedy skits. It was never like, you never got to see anybody living outside the norms of gender constraints in an authentic way. It was always a skit, wasn't it? It was never like, here's someone just living a normal life. That just literally wasn't in the media, was it?
It was quite detrimental, really, as well, because it was like, "Oh, I'm a lady" kind of thing, and it was like, you know, that's not cool. So
more for performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. And so, as a young, it's like then when I became a teenager, and I started like secretly, dressing. So that was where I'd like borrow clothes because I didn't have money. Like we're talking that I was 11, 12, and I started. It kind of disappeared and it resurfaced again. So when I was like 11 and 12, I was just like, if there were some clothes, like, you know, I'd try them on or something when I had but it was all very secret. It was all very secret. And I like the feel of materials as well. So I'm like quite a big materials person. So that was really nice, like just exploring things like that. But so I was doing that. Then I went to university and I started getting like, when I was at uni, I started getting money. So it meant I could actually buy things and I started exploring that. But my coming out, so this is sort of like building up to about 2017 when I finally actually set up an Instagram page and started like, it was a really cringe. It was so horrible and cringe because I was like, no. But I finally started actually being more public about who I was, and I was wearing makeup, and I met a lovely community of people, which has led into this podcast, because without one particular person, I wouldn't have met Poppy. So, you know, there's like a lot of things that have tied into things really in terms of exploring all this stuff. But really from 2017 onwards, that was like a really big explosion. But I remember how I told my parents was that back in 2020, I was already kind of publicly going out, but I was going out on nights out with like some friends that I had, and I'd kind of compartmentalized my life, so I had that going on in the weekends, and then I'd like have to hide the fact that I'd put makeup on. And that's a sort of weird story, but I was like, you know, I'd sometimes leave, like I'd have like marks of like red lipstick and stuff because I'd be trying to conceal like my beard's shadow and things. And I remember one time I was about 22 and I was working somewhere, and it still was really weird to me, like to be like coming out and stuff. Like I wouldn't have, you know, I wish I'd had the vocabulary. I wish I'd had the ability to do it back then. But it was still very much like, I felt almost shameful about it at one point. There's something called purging. So, I don't know if that's a word that is used sometimes in like other.
I've heard of this in the kink and fetish world, Lucy, where sometimes people have like deep rooted guilt about stuff. So they might go and buy loads of bits and enjoy whatever they're into. Obviously, only legal stuff, but for some reason people can have shame attached to things. Go and explore that, and then the deep feelings of guilt will set in, and then they go and get rid of it all, and I'm not even thinking about that, and they try to rid their mind of the thoughts that they for some reason feel bad about having, and then it comes back because obviously it's part of who they are. And I wonder if it's similar in a way.
Yeah. I mean, so going back to this 2020 story, I'm just building up to it with another story, and that was that I was moving out of a flat, and my stepmom was helping to clean out my room, but I'd bought loads of clothes, like dresses and all sorts that I was wearing on the sly. And I put them all into a bag and I threw them in the bin. I was like, I can't deal with that now. That needs to go in the bin. I can't do that. So I kept like maybe 2 or 3 things from that period. But I've had a purge, like I've probably done about 2 purges. And also it was when I kind of got into relationships sometimes as well. I was trying to like you almost go like, I'm going to shut all this out. This is not, and so there's a whole episode's worth of content here, to be honest. But what I will say is I didn't feel confident coming out to my stepmom at that point. What I did do was I ended up doing an interview with Channel 4 in 2020. So Channel 4 approached loads of us in the community, so femme presenting, like dressing people, like exploring gender, sort of gender fluid at that point. And I got accepted on to do like an interview called, a documentary, an online documentary called Me to She. And so through that documentary, I then had to be like to my parents, like, by the way, I'm not sure what format this is coming out in, but I'm gender fluid, and this documentary is going to be published, I think, online. Some people might see it. But I'm really passionate about doing it, and I really want to do it. And oh my God, it was so interesting. Like the whole experience was really fun. And I made a friend through that as well. So it was my friend Patty who did some of the makeup on me. And we went out to a pub, and I revealed myself to 2 friends who had never seen me before, like dressed up and stuff. So yeah, that happened. And then really that was kind of like the initial thing, was like just announcing to people. It's like almost like I had to build up to that point to just be like, by the way, this is happening. like it doesn't have an effect on me anymore, because I know that like if people can't accept me for who I am, then it doesn't matter to me. It's like you're just not important to me anymore if you can't actually accept me as who I am.
Exactly. If people are unable to accept you for who you are, you don't really want them around anyway. Like I can't imagine ever like kind of operating from a point of view of like wanting to just not acknowledge who someone is and just act in a tolerant way, just for God's sake, like be nice. That, I just don't understand why people need to have these, like, doesn't affect them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy. But no, that was so interesting. And to be fair, Lucy, like I was like glued to that, your whole story then. I think I could see the others as well, like all like listening intently.
That's why I muted myself. I was like, oh my God, I need to hear like this entire thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much more. We can do a proper episode about it all.
No, let's do a deep dive.
Yeah, I think we should. I think it's important. You're one of our hosts. We need to raise awareness for your story and for everyone that could relate.
Absolutely.
We've all got fascinating little perspectives on like the whole community and how we've come out, how we've come to be. And there's a reason why we're doing this podcast together, the 4 of us. And that's not just because we're friends, but like I think like anyone can do a podcast, right? Anyone can get up and do a podcast, but I think there's so much that we need to almost, with so much we're seeing, so much we need to help people and support them, I think, sometimes. And there's so much value to sharing, especially in our community and the queer community and the, lesbian community as well. Like just how much people still need that support. And it's such a personal thing that I think that, obviously I'm coming into like the lesbian sphere as a trans woman, you 3 are coming in, like Katie, you're younger, Frankie and Poppy are a bit more established in terms of like how long they've been going, but there's still so many challenges that we face, like, and so many different people we encounter, and so much, just people at very different points in their lives. And there's a lot of, like you say, even to this day, like I'm sure there'll be people out there who've been out for 20, 30 years, and they're probably still working through some of that internalized homophobia as well. You know,
Definitely.
you know, and it's the same thing for trans people as well. Like, it takes a very long time sometimes to get to that point of being like, it's not a quick process. It's not like, oh, by the way, I'm trans. I'm going to go on HRT now.
Yeah, it's a bit more than that.
I'm going to go get bottom surgery and everything's great. You know, it's
See you
like
next
I have to
week.
go through a psych assessment. I had to go through, you know, and that was still, before that even, you know, it's not a guaranteed thing that you jump on these things. It's very carefully done. But obviously being coming out as like gay or coming out as lesbian is more of a, you know, thankfully you don't have to be psych assessed for that. That'd be crazy. But
Can you imagine?
you know, there's still so much mental well-being attached to that, because obviously we're all, as I always say, we're all non-conformists. We're all going out of our doors every day and being someone that is not normal to, like, not the norm for society. We're doing something. We're doing something that's basically painting a target on our back or something from someone somewhere. And that's amazing. That should be celebrated. I mean, we shouldn't be in that situation, but we still are. And the best way to look at that, I think, is just to really promote it and celebrate it.
Yeah,
100%.
I think something I'm really grateful for as well through you guys is the fact that where you guys are perhaps older and I'm more newly out, you've all kind of been there. You've kind of been there, you've done it, you kind of know. For example, the other day there was a situation where a now ex-friend of mine voiced her opinions on Charlie Kirk, and essentially made it clear to me that she stood with his beliefs, and in turn then revealed to me that she disagrees with me leading the lifestyle I do, and that the way that I live my lifestyle is not okay. And the way I choose, that's the other key word. And that wasn't something I'd experienced before. And I think had I not have had people like you guys who maybe have been through it and who can be like, it's fine, you're going to encounter it, cut her off, I think I'd have been quite hurt and quite upset. And I think I was, and I am, but I think it would have been worse.
Yeah, we were very much like saying, of course, it's so shit when someone that you really think you know and love is revealed to have such awful views, and it's pretty hurtful. That's definitely valid. But I think we were saying, you know, there was coming a point where she wasn't going to listen to your point of view, whatever. And we were just like, just don't reply. Like, just pick your battles. Some people, you can really, you get like a sense of it when the conversation starts or when they make a comment, almost like you, instead of being like riled up, like, how dare they? You're like, oh, another one bites the dust. You're like, move on. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, that's another person who isn't going to be changed. That's not to mean like you give up on people. But like Poppy said about her grandma making a comment, she wasn't angry about that. She's probably just like, okay, someone I can't tell, pop it in the can't tell bin. You know, like you kind of end up choosing to have those battles. And when it's someone who isn't really important in your life, that's why we were like, do you know what? Don't exert the mental energy on a bigot and someone who doesn't get it. And clearly there's no excuse to be ignorant in 2025, and we've all got access to the internet in our hands, for God's sake. She could look at different perspectives. She's choosing not to. She's choosing to remain with a really weird mindset. That's what I don't get about people. Like, the amount of stuff out there, why do people choose to almost live in the dark? It's odd, really strange, but hey ho.
Did you see about, just on that briefly, but like obviously people were like, Erica Kirk took to the stage, and then this isn't a political podcast, but what we are doing is political. Everything about our lives is political at the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but like she took to the stage and someone said, Erica Kirk has just ended feminism, right? And then the irony of that post is that she, as a woman, has been able to get a job, like, or, you know, be on the podium even and talk and have an education, go to university, all this other stuff that she's done. All of that was because of feminists. All of that was because of women before her fighting for that freedom and equality. And it's just ridiculous, really, isn't it? It's so, like, these people are grifters, grift for the money, they grift for the fame and things. Their whole life, they have been privileged enough to have all of that. And, you know, I can't say anything about what they would have done back in the 1920s or the 1900s when they didn't have those rights. But there is so much of this kind of, I disagree with X, Y, and Z. Like your ex-friend, Katie, there'll be things in people's lives and they're just walking contradictions. We all are, but some of us are bold enough and adult enough to actually admit that we are contradictions. Others just think that they're the patron saint of fucking heaven or something, and that everything they walk on the earth, and the earth, you know, bows to their kind of moral
and the earth
compass.
says thank you.
Yeah, the earth says thank you.
The earth
You know,
says
and
thanks
there's
for
so much
gracing me
wrong
with
with
your
that.
presence.
There's so much wrong with that.
I just find it crazy how people can be so naive as to believe everything that you're told by one set group of people and just be like, yeah, all right then. Like, where are your critical thinking skills?
Honestly, they don't have any critical thinking skills. It's literally like they walk around with their eyes closed. It's bizarre.
It's crazy. Like, the things that this girl was saying to me, like, as a 24-year-old girl who is a mum and is raising a daughter in this world, I just was I was just astonished. Like, how can you have these views? And she even at one point said, like, you know, if my daughter came out as gay, you know, I'd love her the same, but I wouldn't approve of her lifestyle.
Approve of her lifestyle? Like, it's a bloody choice.
I know. Oh, honestly,
God.
It's just amazing. I mean,
I hope that child is gay just to spite her, and then succeeds like tenfold in spite of her.
Yeah, I thought exactly the same thing. But it's just crazy. I mean, this is my first experience really of having to cut a friend off, and I think that's why, like you were saying about how I shouldn't have gone back and replied.
No, it's all right.
The gay
you've got to
rage
go through it.
is something I've not experienced before, and so that's something maybe you guys experienced a long time ago, and now you're like, yeah, pick my battles. Whereas, yeah, I was like, I'm not standing for that. You're my friend of 12 years, and you don't
That's awful.
approve of my lifestyle when you've been my mate for 12 years. Fuck off then.
Is it, Katie? Is it just that this ex-friend was like? Because I find sometimes it's people who spend a lot of time online. So they spend a lot of time online. They pick up like podcasts and things, and there's something in their life that they're not dealing with. I had a friend back over lockdown, and he was a really good friend, and he's quite like he's always had like quite nuanced views on things, but it wasn't like overly right wing. And then during COVID, he was vile, like the things he was saying, the things he was picking up on, and I was like, you can't say that, you can't do that, what? And it was just like he was just dehumanized about so much. And then of course I came out to my friend, I came out to them all, and he was someone who was just like not really acknowledging that or respecting it. And then he was like, I don't care what you do with your life, like that's fine, whatever, but you know, I'm gonna see you this way. And it was like, well, bye. I was like, I don't need you in my life, then you can go. Yeah. And you know,
I swear it's a form of brainwashing, the way that these people just seem to pick up whatever they're told online. I swear that people get brainwashed. It's the only way I can think of it.
If you don't have critical thinking skills and you're exposed to media of any form for one specific set of viewpoints, you start to believe it, because unfortunately good critical thinking skills comes with a degree of intelligence that, like, what I've learned is the vast majority don't seem to bloody have.
No, it's mad, isn't it? But
honestly, that's why I'm just like, oh God, I can't be arsed with you. I'm just like, you're not even worth my energy. Like, I'm so over difficult arseholes. I'm like, no, bye. But then I think that comes from, because I came out so young, I didn't have any heteronormative, like, as an adult, I've never had to be in that world.
Yeah.
So I've actually got quite a unique experience of only ever living completely authentically, because I left home so young due to a variety of reasons, work being one of them, but wanting to go out and be independent and very authentic to myself was another big driving factor. And because I've proudly done all those things and, like, had to do a lot of stuff on my own, it is. I haven't had to think about I'm gay because it's just been something I dealt with. I was obviously a teenager, so I've been out now for almost 18 years, which is crazy. Like, actually crazy. I've been out longer than I was ever in.
That's a sentence.
Wait, hang on.
I know, it's like the hokey cokey.
Wait, hang on. Let me just get this right. Right. So, Kate, you're 25, aren't you?
Yeah.
So therefore, Katie has only ever known you as gay.
What do you mean?
You-
Well, since I met her this year, so yeah.
No. I mean, like, the time that you've been alive, right?
What?
There's not that much
No,
age
hang on.
difference. When I
No.
was 7,
There's only 8 years
Hang on.
between us.
It's
I'm
not
I'm
28 years.
74. I'm 33, about to turn 34. I
she's
promise.
big sister, not big auntie. Crikey.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us while we overshared, laughed at ourselves, and hopefully gave you something queer and fun to pop into your ears. Please do hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss the episode next time. And if you really liked it, please do tell your queer mates. You can even tell your favourite straight ally if you want, and we won't judge. Please do send us your stories, dilemmas, hot takes. You can find us at the socials listed in the description below. Until then, stay gay, stay chaotic, and we'll see you next time.